I'm out here pruning trees that kind of grow up in bushes and places where they're not really wanted. This one is a box elder, which researching everything that I don't know about, and I'm finding out if they're edible or not for the animals. And box elder is not recommended for the goats or the pigs at all, that it can be toxic. So that's a no-go. That one will get burnt. That is a mulberry, which is actually very edible for the goats and for the pigs. Box elder is not edible for the rabbits either, so toxic all around. Try to remember the way things look, though that may take a little more time. But with the way that I'm looking these up with the Picture This app, I am screenshotting details for everything so that I have it saved to my phone. The mulberry is edible for the rabbits. Check for all three of the different types of animals: pigs, rabbits, goats. So I'm cleaning up this wood line, and I just pulled out of the lilac bush here. And you know, these lilacs are edible, the flowers, and you can even make a fragrance mist, like a body spray, that's non-toxic. I had a rose spray once, which was awesome. If I can make lilac scented mist using these lilac flowers, that's something I'm actually going to try to do here soon. I went and plucked another mulberry. Whoa. Oh, there it is. The pigs, I'm able to feed them on about $4 a day. 4 big pigs, $4 a day. So what it is cracked corn, winter wheat, soaked, 2 full 5-gallon buckets. So 150-pound bag of cracked corn or winter wheat will fill up 3 5-gallon buckets. So between 100 pounds, that's 6 5-gallon buckets and 2 5-gallon buckets a day. The bags come to $5.50 for the cracked corn, $7.50 for the winter wheat. That's $13 total divided by 3 days, which comes to roughly $4 a day. That with greens that I clip with my push mower, I mix in with the 2 of those things, and then once or twice a week they'll get the remains of an animal that I harvest for meat for me, whether it's a chicken or a rabbit or a duck. They'll get all of that as well for major protein intake. So between those 4 inputs, the green things, the winter wheat, the cracked corn, and the meat once or twice a week, that's enough. And then these wild trees now, that's another input. And I soak the grains, adds 20%-ish, and also ferments them and adds more nutrition in that way. So the math on that is roughly $4 a day. Yummy! Yummy mulberry, buddy. Sweet. Look at this one, another mulberry, all wrapped up in here inside this pine. And next to this pine is a white pine. I don't know what kind of pine this is. I'd have to check, I suppose. I don't think it's edible though. It's got the short needles, but the white pine has the long needles. And that one is the one that's super duper valuable for medicinal, super duper edible, anti-parasitical. Is that a word? Anti-parasitic for the goats, edible for the rabbits, edible for me. There's 3 of these huge pines out here, and there's, well, another pine tree actually kind of crowding this white pine in there, and that's gotta go. I'm thinking that Paul here, who I live here with, He's gonna want that out of there once I bring it to his attention. Yeah, and then all around out here is the burdock. Check that out. All edible, more burdock here. There's tons of wild raspberries and wild strawberries. Bunch of wild strawberries over here. And in the woods where I'm about to move my tent to, all this. And then over here, there's actually asparagus, which I ate some 2 nights ago. I'm gonna eat some more. There's a few of them going to seed, but I'm gonna eat the rest of what is not. Look at that one. That one. These ones here. Look at these. They were delicious, man. The nutrients in these things is incredible. They get such vital nutrients from deep down. Nourish you with it. Lilac is edible for people. It's not edible for goats. It is edible for pigs. And it is edible for the rabbits. So to avoid giving it to the goats is the primary thing. Give a piece or two to the rabbits here and there. But I don't really want to destroy the beautiful lilac. But harvesting enough of it to take what is abundant during the season. We're actually looking into getting one of those pellet makers for all of the things that grow during the season, like the lilac and all of the apple trees, which is one right above me, that we got to prune still. Green things that we can harvest all season long and make pelleted feed, combining that with corn, maybe some other grains, to have food for the animals this winter. I am feeding and watering the pigs twice a day, sometime in the morning and again around now in the evening, 6, 7 o'clock at night. So I will swap out their water so they have clean water, and I will refill their feed tray. Their trays are halves of 55-gallon blue drum. So I've upgraded their water from a pot to half of a drum. So now they got a bunch more water, and it's way better that way. And it's easy enough to just get in there and grab them out, clean them a bit, fill up the feed, then toss that in, toss the drum in for the water, and then fill. This is my push mower that I rigged up to capture grass and clippings better. I kind of put these boards like this and then tarp like that, and I set that up about a year ago. Pieces that would fling out, capture way better. Rain's starting to come down, but that's okay. I should be able to go ahead and get this done still. If it rains heavy, you can't skip a day. Check that out, huh? It's a lot there. I also give this grass and all of the clippings of other things, clover, lots of things that I haven't even identified. I give it to the rabbits, I give it to the ducks and the chickens, so that they all get a very wide range of things to eat during the season. When I first started doing this with the push mower, I looked into it quite a bit to understand how to safely feed clippings to your animals, which you do not want to use a gas mower, one that has the blades that spin super fast, because it ferments the tips where it cuts the grass. That can be toxic to the animals for them to eat fermented grass. Jerry, bro. Love you, buddy. Push mower or clipping with scissors or shears is the safe way. Here are buckets of the wheat berries and the cracked corn that have been soaking for at least a day now. And they've absorbed quite a bit of the water. So this cracked corn is about to here in the water there. When I filled it, it had to have probably been about to there. So it gained, which is roughly about 20%. And same thing really with the wheat berries. This there was an extra bucket on the table when I poured the bags out. So a 50-pound bag filled 3 buckets. What I will do is I will take 1 bucket of the cracked corn and 1 bucket of the wheat berries, a day's worth of feed for the pigs. Jerry, whoa, bro. Sneaky boy. Now I've got the bucket of grains and the bucket of clippings, which the goats have found their way to me and are trying to just eat it all before I can get it to the pigs. But I got to get in here and get to the pigs. Get these bins out of here. Water bin. That should be okay for the night. This one. Come on, Mama. Gotta get it. I went ahead and poured the grains in and then the grass. Now I'm going to grab that and I'm going to toss it in there. Twice a day, get this. Once or twice a week, they get the meat and the bones and the skins and all that I don't eat. I give a few pieces to the dogs, but other than that, it comes out to the pigs, the gutty stuff. And then branches of trees that are all edible. That's pretty much it.